20 phrases to speak English confidently on your next flight. Hey, I'm Kit, and welcome back to Piece of Cake Speak English. You've got your passport, you've checked in, and now you're finally stepping onto the airplane. This is a moment that fills a lot of English learners with anxiety, and I understand why. The environment is new, the flight attendants are busy, and your seatmate might be trying to sleep. But having to talk to someone, whether it's to order food, ask for help, or just start a friendly chat, shouldn't be stressful. It should be easy. Today, we are eliminating all that fear. We are deep diving into 20 absolutely essential, practical English phrases you need to speak with confidence. We've specifically selected the most useful, everyday interactions you'll have with flight attendants and your seatmates. These phrases are perfect for A2 and B1 level learners, and we're going to break down the exact tone, context, and follow-up you need for every single one. No more freezing up, settle in, get comfortable, and let's get started on the English you need to make your next flight smooth, easy, and stress-free. Let's learn to fly confidently. Part 1. Interacting with flight attendants, requests, and comfort. When talking to flight attendants, the most important thing is your politeness and clarity. They are busy, so your request should be brief but complete. Always use "excuse me," "please," and "thank you." Phrase 1. Excuse me, is this my seat? This is the very first phrase you'll likely use as you enter the cabin. It's essential for ensuring a smooth start to your journey. You are confirming that the number written on your ticket, like 22A, matches the seat in front of you. You want to ask this before you start struggling to put your bag away, as it's much harder to move once you are settled. This is a common point of friction, so a polite question is your best defense. The mistake many learners make is just saying the number or asking "my seat" while pointing. That's okay, but it's much more polite and professional to use the full phrase. Excuse me, is this my seat? This demonstrates respect for the cabin crew and other passengers. You can direct this question to a flight attendant standing nearby, or even to the person already sitting next to the seat. The response you'll likely hear is a quick, "Yes, it is," or "Let me check your ticket for you." If they ask to see your ticket, they are just being helpful. Hand them your boarding pass, and they will confirm the number. This simple step avoids the awkward situation of having to ask someone to move later on, which can delay the entire boarding process. If you're seated by the window, be sure to confirm before the person next to you settles into the aisle seat. If you're in the aisle seat, you are the one who will be asked to move. Let's practice. Excuse me, is this my seat? Your turn, say it. Phrase 2. Can you help me put my bag up? This is a request for physical assistance. Never struggle with a heavy bag and risk injury, either to yourself or someone else. Flight attendants are trained to help with luggage. The key verbs here are put up or lift up, which refer specifically to placing the bag into the overhead bin, the storage compartment above your head. You should only use this request if the bag is genuinely too heavy or if you have a physical condition that prevents you from reaching. When you ask for help, be ready for them to take the bag immediately. They might ask you a follow-up question like, "Is this light or heavy?" Or "Do you need anything out of it first?" It is a safety measure for them to know. If you need something, like a book or headphones, tell them before they lift it. Say, "It's heavy, and no, thank you." Or, "I just need my book first, then you can lift it." Using the phrase, "Can you help me?" is polite, but if you want to be extra formal and respectful, you can use, "Could you possibly help me with my bag, please?" Remember to clear the area around you as they assist. If you're blocking the aisle, the crew will likely ask you to step aside. "Could you just stand to the side for a moment while I put this up?" This phrase is a necessity for safe and efficient boarding. Let's practice. Can you help me put my bag up? Your turn, say it. Phrase 3. Do you have an aisle seat free? Asking to change seats is common, but it must be done before takeoff and with the flight attendant's permission. The flight manifest is important, and they need to know where every passenger is seated, especially in case of an emergency. If your assigned seat is in the middle and you really prefer an aisle seat, which is next to the passageway, or a window seat, next to the window, you can ask this question. A flight attendant might need a moment to check their manifest. Their reply will usually be, "Just let me check. I'll be right back." Or perhaps, "Are you comfortable where you are? Or would you prefer a change?" If they find an empty seat, they will give you the specific number and might say, "Yes, you can move to 14D now, but please wait until we finish boarding." Wait for their confirmation before gathering your things. Never move without permission. It causes confusion for the flight crew that if you are traveling with a companion and you are seated separately, you can modify the phrase to be even more specific. "We are seated separately. Do you have two seats together free?" This shows you're asking for two specific seats to accommodate your travel needs. A good follow-up might be, "If not, could you ask if anyone wants to switch with us? Let's practice. Do you have an aisle seat free?" Your turn, say it. Food and drink requests. When the cart comes, be ready with your order. The environment is noisy, so speak clearly and list all the details in one go. Phrase 4. Can I have a coffee with milk, please? During the beverage service, the flight attendant will ask a general question like, "What would you like to drink?" Or "Coffee, tea, or water?" Your response should be clear and complete. If you just say, "Coffee," they will have to ask follow-up questions, which slows down the line. It's much more efficient to state your entire order, the drink, and the additions. Common additions are milk, sometimes called cream, sugar or sweetener, and lemon for tea. If you want milk and 2 sugars, you say, "Can I have a coffee with milk and 2 sugars, please?" Always include the number. Let's practice. Can I have a coffee with milk, please? Your turn, say it. Phrase 5. Can I have an apple juice, please? This phrase is about specifying your preference for cold drinks. Juice and soda are often served over ice in a small cup. If you have a favorite juice, name it to avoid confusion. Simply saying juice will prompt the flight attendant to ask, "What kind of juice?" Which again, takes up valuable time that if you don't care which kind of juice, you can simply say, "I'll take whatever juice you have." Be ready for the flight attendant to tell you what they have in stock, which is often apple, orange, or cranberry. They might reply, "Sorry, we only have orange and cranberry today." Be ready to quickly choose a different option by saying, "Okay, then I'll have the cranberry, thank you." Let's practice. Can I have an apple juice, please? Your turn, say it. Phrase 6. I didn't receive my special meal yet. This is an extremely practical phrase, especially if you have an allergy, dietary restriction, or if you are flying with a child and need a child's meal. Special meals, like vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, or religious meals, are typically served before the main meal service, so they can get them out of the way. If the cart comes down the aisle and you see other people getting their food, but you don't have yours, use this phrase. You must be specific about the meal type. For example, "Excuse me, I pre-ordered a gluten-free meal. I didn't receive it yet." Or, "Excuse me, my child's meal hasn't arrived." Using the word pre-ordered is key, as it tells the attendant you made the request in advance. The flight attendant will likely apologize and say, "I'll check the galley right now," or "It's coming next, just a moment." Do not assume they forgot. They are managing hundreds of people, so a gentle reminder using this phrase is the perfect way to ensure you get your food when you're supposed to. If they can't locate it, they may offer you a substitute from the main menu, and you can simply say, "I'll take that, thank you." Let's practice. I didn't receive my special meal yet. Your turn, say it. Phrase 7. Could I have a little more water, please? Staying hydrated is absolutely vital on a plane. The low humidity and air pressure make you lose water quickly. You will often be served a tiny cup of water with your meal or drink service, and it disappears fast. Asking for a refill is totally normal. Using "could I have" is a very polite and gentle way to make this request. Instead of saying "more water," which is fine, you can use the phrase "a refill" or "a top-up." If they're not actively serving drinks, use the call button and wait patiently, or walk quietly to the back of the plane, the galley, and ask a flight attendant there. They often keep water bottles ready. and a quick trip to the galley is often faster than waiting for the button response. A good, brief exchange in the galley might be, "Excuse me, could I get a refill of water?" The attendant might say, "Sure, here you go," or "We only have small bottles right now." Either way, your request was clear and polite. Maintaining good hydration helps prevent jet lag, so this phrase is a form of self-care. Let's practice. Could I have a little more water, please? Your turn. Say it. Phrase 8. Can you repeat that, please? This phrase is essential for safety, clarity, and overall comprehension. Airplane announcements are often distorted, spoken quickly, or delivered with an unfamiliar accent. If you hear instructions about turbulence, an upcoming service, or a connecting gate, and you didn't catch the important details, you must ask this that do not just nod if you don't understand, especially regarding safety information. When asking, you can specify what you need to repeat. For example, if you heard only part of the announcement, you could ask, "Can you repeat the part about the turbulence, please?" Or if a flight attendant gives you instructions on filling out a customs form too quickly, you could say, "Could you repeat the instructions slowly, please?" Using the word slowly is a very useful addition for English learners, as it communicates exactly what you need to better understand the information. Remember that often, flight attendants are speaking in English because it is the common language, but they may not be native speakers, so being clear helps everyone. Let's practice. Can you repeat that, please? Your turn. Say it. Phrase 9. Could I get a blanket and a pillow, please? Plane cabins can get surprisingly cold, especially on overnight or long-haul flights. A blanket and pillow are usually standard amenities that airlines keep stocked in the galley. This is a comfort request, and using "could I get" is the perfect polite phrasing. You should use the call button and wait, or ask an attendant if they pass by. If you only need one or the other, adjust the phrase. "Could I just get a pillow, please?" Or "Could I get a second blanket?" If you are traveling with a partner or child, you can ask, "Could I get 2 blankets, please?" Sometimes, especially on shorter flights or budget airlines, they might say, "I'm sorry, we've run out of pillows," or "We only have blankets available for purchase." Be prepared for this reply, and just say, "Okay, thank you anyway." The key is to try. Asking is the only way to find out what's available to make your journey more comfortable and get some rest. Let's practice. Could I get a blanket and a pillow, please? Your turn. Say it. Phrase 10. I can't get the entertainment screen to work. On modern aircraft, the in-flight entertainment system is a lifesaver. It provides movies, maps, and music, which is essential on long flights. If the screen in front of you is frozen, flickering, or simply dark, you need to call a flight attendant immediately. This is a request for a technical fix. A flight attendant will likely first ask a follow-up question like, "What is the problem exactly?" Or, "Is it completely frozen?" You can respond by describing the issue clearly. "The screen is totally black. I can't see the movie menu." Or, "It's frozen on the map, and it won't respond to my touch." The flight attendant will then typically reset the unit using a hidden tool or from their central control panel. If it can't be fixed after several attempts, they may offer you a different seat if one is available. On some airlines, if the entertainment system is broken and cannot be fixed, they may offer you a small compensation like frequent flyer miles or a voucher for a future flight. So it's always worth reporting the issue politely. Let's practice. I can't get the entertainment screen to work. Your turn. Say it. Phrase 11. How do I adjust my seat? Most airplane seats have a reclining function for comfort. It's important to know how to adjust your seat, but it's even more important to be careful when you do so. The button to recline is almost always on the armrest, or sometimes on the side of the seat. If you can't find it, ask the flight attendant or a seatmate. The flight attendant might say, "The button is on the side of the armrest," or perhaps, "Just press the button and lean back carefully." Before reclining, it is common courtesy to quickly look behind you and confirm the person behind you doesn't have their tray table down or a drink on it. If you recline suddenly, you could spill their drink or smash their laptop. If you need to recline on a short flight, you can politely check with the person behind you first, saying, "Excuse me, do you mind if I put my seat back a little?" Being considerate will prevent conflict. Let's practice. How do I adjust my seat? Your turn. Say it. Phrase 12. What time are we expected to land? This is an essential informational phrase, particularly if you have a connecting flight or if someone is picking you up at the arrival airport. While pilots announce the arrival time, schedules can change due to weather or air traffic, and the pilot's announcement may be in a loud, difficult to understand voice. Asking this question gives you the most current, reliable information directly from a crew member. The flight attendant will usually respond with a precise time, often specifying the time zone. We are expected to land at 4:15 p.m. local time. If you have a connecting flight, you can add a follow-up concern. We are expected to land at 4:15 p.m. Do I have enough time for my connecting flight to New York, which leaves at 5:30? They can sometimes confirm if you have a short connection or if you will have to hurry through the airport. Always confirm the local time with them, as your watch might still be in your departure time zone. Let's practice. What time are we expected to land? Your turn. Say it. Phrase 13. Can you help with my ear pain? Ear pain, also known as ear barotrauma, is a very common issue during takeoff and especially landing when the cabin pressure changes quickly. If your ears start to hurt badly, call a flight attendant immediately. The pressure can be quite severe, and asking for help is important. They will usually recommend simple methods to relieve the pressure, such as yawning, chewing gum, or the Valsalva maneuver, pinching your nose shut and gently blowing air out. They might ask, is the pain sharp, or do you have a cold? Because congestion often makes it worse if you already have gum. You can say, yes, I'm already chewing gum, but it's still painful. They might bring you a warm towel to hold over your ear, or even a pair of disposable earplugs specifically designed to manage pressure change. If the pain is severe, they can sometimes offer mild painkillers. Never hesitate to ask for help with physical discomfort, as flight attendants are trained to handle these situations. Let's practice. Can you help with my ear pain? Your turn. Say it. Phrase 14. I don't feel well. I feel a little dizzy. This is a critical phrase for your safety and the comfort of those around you. If you feel dizzy, nauseous, or suddenly sick, you must inform the flight attendant right away. Do not wait until your symptoms get worse. Be specific about how you feel. You can elaborate by saying, I feel really nauseous, or I have a terrible headache. It's not getting better. The flight attendant will usually first offer simple aid. Let me get you some cold water and an airsick bag, or would you like to move to an empty row to lie down for a while? The flight crew is trained in basic first aid. They might also contact ground support or see if there is a doctor or nurse traveling on the flight. Your clear statement ensures they can quickly assess the situation and get you the appropriate help, which is crucial in the confined space of an airplane and shows the professionalism of the crew. Let's practice. I don't feel well. I feel a little dizzy. Your turn. Say it. Phrase 15. Can I have another meal? On a very long flight, especially if you have a large appetite, one meal may not be enough. This is a polite request for seconds. Crucially, you should only ask this after the entire plane has been served their main meal, and they have begun clearing trays. If you ask too early, they won't have counted the leftovers yet. They will almost certainly respond with, I'm sorry, we need to check if we have enough leftovers. Or, I can give you another meal, but it might be the vegetarian option. Is that okay? You must be flexible and ready to accept what they have. Be prepared to take whatever is available and be extremely grateful. If they say no, accept it gracefully. No problem. Thank you for checking. If you are offered a second meal, it is a pleasant surprise. This phrase shows a good understanding of airplane etiquette, asking for a second serving only after everyone else is satisfied. Let's practice. Can I have another meal? Your turn. Say it. Part 2. Talking with your seatmates, friendly chat and courtesy. Interacting with a seatmate can make the flight fly by. The goal here is simple courtesy and polite small talk. Phrase 16. Excuse me, could I get by for a minute? This is probably the most used phrase between seatmates. If you are in the window or middle seat and need to use the lavatory or stretch your legs, you must ask the person in the aisle seat to move. Use this polite request before you start climbing over them. The key to this phrase is the word minute. It implies you will be quick. The seatmate will typically respond, no problem, or of course, and they will stand up or move their legs so you can pass easily. If they don't move immediately, you can follow up with, could you stand up for a moment, please? If you plan to be gone for a while, perhaps doing some stretches in the back of the plane, you can clarify, excuse me, could I get by? I'll be gone for about 10 minutes. That tells them they can settle back down without expecting you immediately. A polite thank you as you pass is absolutely essential. Let's practice. Excuse me, could I get by for a minute? Your turn, say it. Phrase 17. Are you flying for business or pleasure? This is the ultimate icebreaker in travel English. It is simple, non-invasive, and everyone on the plane can relate to it. It's a great way to start a conversation without asking something too personal or too deep. The typical response will be one of two words, which you can then follow up on, pleasure, meaning they are on vacation. Your follow-up could be, oh, nice. Are you going to visit family or just explore the city? Business, unfortunately. Your follow-up could be, ah, I see. Long trip? Do you travel for work often? This shows empathy that if they give you a one-word answer and immediately put their headphones back on, they are signaling they don't want to talk. Respect that signal. This phrase is an offer to converse, not a demand. Remember that sometimes people just want quiet time, and that's okay. Let's practice. Are you flying for business or pleasure? Your turn, say it. Phrase 18. What brings you to? This is the perfect next question after phrase 17, but you must know the destination city. It keeps the conversation flowing and focuses on the journey itself. If they said they were traveling for pleasure to Rome, you would ask, what brings you to Rome? They might respond, I'm visiting the Colosseum and the Vatican, or I'm going for a family wedding. This is your chance to share your own travel reason, too. Once they answer, you can respond with, that sounds fantastic. I'm here for work, but I hope to visit the Pantheon on my last day. By sharing a little about yourself, you are participating in the conversation. Remember, keep the small talk light and positive. Avoid controversial topics like politics or religion. Let's practice. What brings you to? Your turn, say it. Courtesy and shared space. These final phrases demonstrate courtesy in the shared, cramped space of the airplane. Phrase 19. Excuse me, I dropped something under your seat. This is an essential courtesy phrase, as dropping your phone, pen, or wallet is incredibly common in the confined space of a plane. If the item rolls under the seat in front of you or near your seatmate's feet, you cannot retrieve it without asking for their cooperation. The best way to phrase this is to state the problem directly and then ask for the action you need. You can phrase your request fully. Excuse me, I dropped my phone. I think it rolled under your seat. Could you possibly move your feet for a second? This is a complete, clear, and very polite communication. They will almost certainly respond with a sympathetic, oh, of course, or let me check for you. If they offer to pick it up, that's great. Just say, thank you so much, I really appreciate that. If they simply move their feet, you can quickly say, thanks, retrieve your item, and then thank them again when you sit back up. If you know exactly what you dropped, be specific. For instance, excuse me, I dropped my headphones. Could you help me look near your bag? Using this phrase efficiently minimizes the interruption and ensures you get your valuable item back quickly. Let's practice. Excuse me, I dropped something under your seat. Your turn, say it. Phrase 20. Do you mind if I open the window shade? The window shade controls the light for your entire row. It's common courtesy to check with your seatmates before opening or closing it, especially if it's dark outside and they are sleeping, or if the sun is shining directly onto their face or screen. The phrase, "Do you mind if I," is the classic, most polite way to ask permission that if they are sleeping, they will probably mumble, "Yes, I mind," or "Keep it closed, please." If they are awake and okay with it, they will say, "No, go ahead," or "No, not at all. I was wondering what the view was like." Remember that the "no" answer means they don't mind. They are giving you permission. It's a confusing construction, but a very common one that if they say they mind, be graceful and say, "No problem, I'll keep it closed," and wait until they are awake or closer to landing. This small act of consideration shows true English fluency in social situations. Let's practice. Do you mind if I open the window shade? Your turn. Say it. Bonus. A fun fact about drinks. While you can ask for a basic coffee or tea on any airline, many international carriers have signature beverages. Knowing this can help you sound more sophisticated when ordering. For example, if you fly Singapore Airlines, you can ask for their famous Singapore Sling, a classic gin cocktail, bright pink, that has been served since the 1970s. On Virgin Atlantic, you might ask for a Virgin Redhead, often made with cranberry juice, soda, and gin. If you're flying a premium cabin on Emirates, you can expect top-tier champagne service, often featuring Moët and Chandon, as they buy more champagne than any other airline. Let's explore more signature soft drinks and cocktails. If you are flying Hawaiian Airlines, definitely ask for POG juice, a tropical mix of passion fruit, orange, and guava. That if you're on Japan Airlines, JL, look for Sky Time, a unique soda, usually kiwi flavored, that is only available on board. This is a special treat that is rarely available on the ground, and if you're traveling on a luxury Asian carrier, they often have unique cocktails. Starlux Airlines, for example, features signature cocktails like the Sci-Fi Cosmos 2.0, with local gin, lactic acid, and blue curacao for a vibrant color. Other fun examples include KLM's signature cocktail in business class is often the Flying Dutchman, made with Bull's Damrak gin, blackberry liqueur, and lemon juice. Qatar Airways offers a very refreshing, passenger favorite lemon mint mocktail. EVA Air in their premium cabin features signature cocktails like the Evergreen Special, melon liqueur, vodka, and Sprite, and the Aurora, gin, Cointreau, green mint liqueur, and tonic water. Thai Airways sometimes serves a striking blue pea flower drink, a natural purple herbal drink. Turkish Airlines serves ayran, a traditional Turkish yogurt drink, which is a great cultural experience. Asking for one of these specific drinks shows you've done your research and appreciate the local offerings. Don't be afraid to check the menu for these specialty items. Okay, you've done it. You've mastered 20 powerful, highly practical phrases that cover every crucial interaction you'll have on an airplane. I've given you the tools to handle food requests, comfort issues, safety concerns, and most importantly, polite social interactions with your seatmates, and we even covered some of the best secret signature drinks you can order. Wow. Remember, true fluency isn't just about grammar. It's about confidence and tone. Use your politeness markers. Excuse me, could I, and please, and you will get a warm, helpful response every single time. You have transformed the airplane from a place of anxiety into a place where you can easily practice and use your English. Practice these phrases until they become second nature. If you found this lesson useful and you are ready to fly confidently, please like this video and subscribe to Piece of Cake Speak English. Comment below with the phrase you're most excited to use on your next flight. See you in the next lesson. Fly confidently.